Come on in the house. I'm waiting at the door for you today. I'll make sure my volume's up. Can y'all hear me okay? All right, I got in. I slipped in the door a little early, and y'all are right behind me. I like that. That's all right. Come on in the house. Pull up a seat. Get ready to tap your feet. Good to see you too, Alan. Thank you very much for breaking on through with me today. Hey, Alex, Adam Wolf. Clinton Zilla's here. Marvin Haywood. All right, it's 7 p.m. And here I am. It's time to break on through with you know who. I would say, I'll wait a little bit and let people get in here, but I ain't going to say that. Because if they missed the beginning, they can go back and watch it because we never take them down off Facebook. And immediately after this broadcast, my main Clinton Zilla will have this on the Antiseen official YouTube page. Clinton Zilla, go ahead and put that link in the comments here. Let's make it easy for the fans. Hey, Todd, glad you made it. All right, I'm kind of going against the grain of formatting my show to how I wanted. I wanted to format it like an old 70s sitcom, where we come on, we kind of set things up, then we have ads, then we have the thrilling climactic ending. But I can't do this. This is different for me. It's going to be different for you too. And I hope you're all going to dig it. And today, if the Wi-Fi on this computer goes out, I'm going to keep going. Because last week, I thought I lost communication. But I was still on the entire time. Luckily, Clinton Zilla was able to edit it before he put it on YouTube, so I didn't look like a complete goof. But man, I got stuff to tell. I got stuff to tell. First, everybody grab a Break On Through brew. And you know what we're getting ready to do? We are going to toast. For today is the birthday of the late and the great Phil Lynott of Thin Lizzy. One of the greatest of all time. Happy birthday, Philo. I hope some of y'all listened to a little bit of Thin Lizzy today. I did. I was listening off the Bad Reputation album. At work. Because I'm working class. Man, today I was supposed to have in my hands Long-Haired Weirdo releases number, let's see, what is it, 7 and 8 or 6 and 7? 2 Long-Haired Weirdo releases were coming out today. I'm talking about the Dallas Tetanus 7-inch records. Now, I should have them tomorrow. But get this, man. My brother is putting out 3 releases at one time, and they all get to him on the same day. Now, guys like me and Malcolm Tent that put out records, if we were having that happen, that would not happen for us. Not at all. But, Yeah, there is a Dallas Tetanus full-length LP. It is also available on CD. Now that one's not on Long Haired Weirdo, but the two 7-inches are long-haired or are official Long Haired Weirdo releases. And man, I've decided that when I have something to say, I'm not going to wait and say it on Tuesdays. Now, what I'm going to do is I probably won't go live here on the Antiseen page. I will leave that for Break On Through. But I think I'm going to just go live on my page when I have news to tell. So if you're following me, Jeff Clayton, the long-haired weirdo, then when I go live, hopefully you'll get a notification and I will tell what needs to be told. Now you might think, well, damn, Jeff Clayton, you wear it all out during the week. You want nothing to tell on Tuesday. No, not true. Not true. There's lots and lots going on in Antiseen world and in Jeff Clayton world. There is tons to tell. But I would like to drink yet another toast to my brother and Dallas Tetanus, and a congratulations for the release of 3 debut recordings. That's my brother. I have been informed by the one and only Walt Wheat, the wrong Walt Wheat, that he is now taking payments for the limited edition of only 10 pair of custom-made Antiseen Chuck Taylor sneakers. Now, he has informed me that there are only 2 spots left. So if you want to get involved in that, you will either have to contact me on my Facebook page, but preferably you will contact Walt Wheat directly on his Facebook page. Those spots filled up quick, man. We were only going to do 5, but man, 5 were spoken for like 2 minutes after he made the post. So we're like, well, maybe we should. But hopefully I'm going to have him on here soon. We'll be explaining how that's all going to work. But you can go back and look at a past episode. You can look at posts on the Antiseen page and see what a work of art these things are, man. Walt is quite the craftsman. And you will not be disappointed. Antiseen live, and it's no jive. It's all the way. It's just a few weeks away from today. September 1st in Atlanta at the Masquerade for the Beer Olympics 2024, man. If you ain't got tickets and you want to go, you better make something happen quickly. Because this is going to be a guaranteed knockdown, drag out, homemade, fresh squeezed, organic sellout. So get on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. Get down on it. And don't forget, and I will be talking about this in much more detail, telling you of all the people we got on these bills with us for the Louisiana, Texas Hayride. Louisiana, Texas Hayride, Halloween Hayride run that will go through October 30th until November 2nd, including the cities of Shreveport, Austin, Texas on Halloween night. I can go ahead and give you some detail on that with Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre with special guest Sabbath Crow. The next night, November 1st in San Antonio, Texas with Josephus and the George Jonestown Massacre and Rancid Vat and one other band from right there in San Antonio. I'll have my I'll have my facts together next time I talk about this, and then we end this little run in Lafayette, Louisiana, on November 2nd. Now, I know I made a claim that tonight's program was going to be, it's a Southern thing. I'm going to try to help y'all understand. Well, that's exactly what it's going to be. What I'm going to do is show you some items here that are indigenous to the Carolinas. And if you're in Carolina, like if you come see us, on December 7th at the Milestone in Charlotte, North Carolina, with Dallas Tetanus and Future Hate from Mobile, Alabama. Mobile, Alabama's favorite sons and daughter will be right here in the Queen City on December 7th, 2024, a day of infamy. But if you're in town, man, and you want to say, well, man, I want to experience what these Carolina boys experience all their life, I got some items right here that kind of go hand in hand with the Carolinas. And I am not being paid any endorsements from these companies or these brands. This is done out of me wanting you to experience the Carolinas. Now, the first place I would send you is to a local chain that started here in Charlotte, North Carolina in 1977. One of my favorite places, Bojangles. Now this, what lies in this wrapper is a Cajun chicken filet biscuit with cheese. Now Phil, the Whiskey Rebel Irwin, used to swear by these. Man, he looked forward to his trip to Charlotte because he couldn't wait to get a hold of a good old Bojangles chicken cheese biscuit. Now, as you will see, I did have to try this out to make sure it was fit to eat before I showed it to a live audience here on Break On Through. Look at that. Now, you're going to sit there and tell me, well, that ain't no good. Man, you'd be telling a lie if you said that. And I ain't lying to you. Bojangles. And they got all kinds of stuff. As far as I know, they still have chicken on the bone, but I heard they were going to do away with that because generation, I don't know, why? Don't want to get hurt on chicken bones? No, what do I know? Well, when you're, also there's a Bojangles up there around Kentucky way. Well, that's good. Well, they've expanded then. That is good. Now, when you're eating your Bojangles chicken and cheese biscuit, you're gonna need something to wash it down. Well, let me give you a few options. Now, you ain't gonna find these up north or deep south either, I don't think. The Carolina institution, Cheer Wine. They have Cheer Wine festivals here in the Carolina. As you can see, my daughter Katie and myself had to drink some to make sure it was fit to drink. But it's not cherry wine. It's cheer wine. Cheer wine. Look at there. Let me turn it so you can see it real good. I'm turning the complete opposite here. There we go. Cheer wine. Drink. Since 1917. Amy, what's all around your area? Bojangles or cheer wine? You got to tell me something. I don't drink sugar drinks much anymore, but I made the exception for this episode of Break On Through now. You got to get you a cheer wine. Cherry flavored cola drink. It's not. No, it's not cola. That would be telling you wrong. It's not cola. It's not cherry cola. It's just a cherry drink, a cherry soft drink. And if a cherry soft drink don't ring your bell, perhaps a nice cold sun drop will. Of all the yellow drinks, Sun Drop, Mountain Dew, Mellow Yellow, I proclaim Sun Drop to be the better of the three. Although I do not drink yellow drinks anymore. They're not good on your kidneys. And that's all I got to say about that, but it is a good tasting drink. So Amy says you got Bojangles and Cheerwine. So this is, so you got all this up there in Virginia. You don't need to partake in any of this. Eddie Rebel says Sun Drop and whiskey is nice. Man, I can imagine. I can imagine what that would be like. No, yeah, I forgot about RC. But I don't think RC is a Carolina thing. And moon pies. I did forget moon pies, but I don't think that's a Carolina thing either, because they got moon pies up north. But a couple of my mains were hanging out with me today. My pals Gus and Thrower were here buying records, and I told them what I had in mind, and they said, "Man, how could you do a show about Southern cuisine and not mention boiled peanuts?" And man, I realized that they had me pinned against the ropes on that one. How come I didn't go while I was in South Carolina and get some boiled peanuts? Tell you what, y'all order something from the Big Cartel Store tonight, and I will send you a boiled peanut with every order. I'm not going to. Well, boiled. Yeah, boiled. I call them boiled. Boiled. Boiled peanuts are good. I'm working my way up the Southern food chain here. Some might say I'm going the other direction. But one that a lot of people have a lot of problems with. They don't like the name. I think the name gets them more than anything. But a lot of people do not like, I'm not going to say green eggs and ham, I'm going to say grits. Look at them golden grits, man. This is corn grits. Man, you put you some salt and some pepper, put you some butter in there. Now these are old. Me and the First Lady had these last Friday night. I fixed a big old pot of them before she got home, and that's what we ate for dinner, just grits. And these are kind of old. They both told me don't eat those on Break On Through, but man, I'm gonna tell you something. Don't nobody tell old JC not to eat something even if it's a week old. Week old grits, nothing better, except fresh made grits. But man, some people say they put sugar on it. Now to old JC, man, now that is a jailable offense. Sugar on grits. I don't even like sweet popcorns. You want to stick with the savory. Now these grits had cheddar cheese mixed in them. Oh yeah. Come on, sis, you don't put sugar on grits. That ain't the way we was raised. Dang, there's a lot of y'all like sugar on grits. Dang, my jailhouse will be full of y'all. All right, now here's the last one, the headliner of Southern Foods. Now you saw the new Antiseen shirt. Rick, Dale, And because we didn't want to put a corporate name on the shirt, we decided to go with a product, Liver Mush and Antiseen. Now, I'll go ahead and give you the fact that Liver Mush is not a very appetizing sounding name. Matter of fact, it's so unappetizing that the main creator distributor of these down here is Nieces. They won't even call it liver mush, they call it liver pudding. I guess they want it to be a little bit more highbrow than mush. I would like it better if they just called it liver mush. That's just me. Now see, this is what it looks like raw. When you just open the brick right out of the fridge. What's worse, Heather? Pudding? I think it's worse. But you're thinking, well, Dad, what you do? Just take a brick out of the fridge and start eating? No, man, you cut them in little rectangles and you fry them up all good and nice. I see a lot of people, like myself, we just have some liver mush right next to our eggs. Or chop them up and put them in your grits. Or you can put them on a biscuit. You know, liver mush biscuit with some egg and some cheese. But man, I'm telling you, this stuff is good. Observe. So, all right, Mondo's trying to get me in a corner here. So, you like Cracker Jacks or Crunching Munch? I like them. They're okay, but man, you give me nice buttered and salted popcorn any day. Can we get an Antiseen and Duke's Mayo? Yeah, that's another one I forgot. Duke's Mayonnaise, man. You ain't had mayonnaise till you've had Duke's Mayonnaise. But, April, that's another corporate-owned name. In today's world, you can't do that kind of stuff because somebody will alert somebody who knows somebody whose cousin works in the front offices of Duke's Mayonnaise. And they go, damn, this rock band used to be a punk band, but they divorced punk. They got Duke's Mayonnaise all over it. Well, we don't want to be associated with them, Nimrod. So go wake up one of them 15 lawyers we got on retainer and tell them to get over there and take care of that. See, you can't do that. But Duke's Mayonnaise is the way to go in the world of mayonnaise, especially the Carolina world. Now, I'm going to tell you something else now. I know somebody will say, well, what about barbecue? Now, see, barbecue, Carolina barbecue, Western North Carolina, Eastern North Carolina, South Carolina. That triangle right there. Now, see, that is a whole show all by itself now. And I'm going to tell you what, I like all three. Which one do you like better? You got to like one. No, I don't like one better. Because, I mean, if like, I'm in Eastern Carolina, give me that Eastern Carolina barbecue. You know, if I'll eat whatever they got. But I'm going to tell you this now. I like to go to those places. And me and my son-in-law ate in one in Indiana, where you get the barbecue, and right there at the table, they got all the sauces to differentiate the different areas of barbecue. And I like doing that. Have you a little bit, eat you some East, eat some West, eat some good old mustard-based South Carolina. That's how you do it. I ain't lying to you. Well, I guess this could have been, now, Jack Trap Slaw. Now, you talk about some more slaw, but about red slaw. Have any of y'all had red slaw? Now, as far as I know, there's only one little pocket of North Carolina where you can even get that. And a lot of the people make it themselves now. I know you can get it in Stanley County, North Carolina. That's where I used to live, New London. But yeah, I know this wasn't the be-all, end-all of showing you some stuff to try when you come to Charlotte, but it's a good start. And it will help you identify as a Carolinian, because we all want decent identification. Am I right? Yeah, Michael Carpenter knows what I'm talking about. Yeah, I like that red slaw now. That's good stuff. Now, I love, like when you eat a hot dog, man, I love slaw and chili and mustard. I don't like raw onions, though. I do not like raw onions on anything. You cook an onion, and I'll eat the heck out of it. But I don't like raw onions now. But, man, a hot dog with that red slaw and some chili on it, goodness gracious, what am I talking about? But, man, there's so many good places to eat down here in the Carolinas, man. I think next time I'm going to, let's say Mark Deal. What's the name of that drive-in barbecue joint in Charlotte? Barbecue King. Barbecue King. Man, I think maybe I'll make up like a little pamphlet. Like if people say, hey, I'm coming down to see y'all, let me know some good places. I'll make a pamphlet of Antiseen endorsed record stores, bars, and restaurants that you can visit. Then you tell them Antiseen sent you. Yeah, Brad, Antiseen barbecue map. Now we'll call it the Antiseen Animals Eat 'em map. Now see, that's what I call about that's what I talk about bouncing ideas. Now we did it right here on a Break On Through. The audience and OJC, we bounced ideas. Now we got a good thing going. That's how it works. And now I'm doing it here with you on this podcast live. So thank you, everybody. Thank you for checking in, hanging out with me for a little bit. I know this was a quick one tonight. I'm going to try to keep them to 30 minutes. Because so it won't be such an ordeal for everybody. But, speaking of places to go in Charlotte now, the best restaurant, in me and the First Lady's opinion, is the Beef and Bottle. We're going with the Wheats. We're going to take them there when they come for rehearsals in October. But I say I'm going to try to keep them to 30 minutes, but see, as soon as I say that, then I have to tell you what's happening right here on Break On Through next week. And I can promise you that is not going to be a 30-minute episode, because you know who I'm going to have here? King Juggalo himself, the bootleg preacher, Mr. Number One, George South, will be on Break On Through again. And why did I say Juggalo? Because he just got back from gathering of the Juggalos this past weekend, where he was invited personally to wrestle by Violent J himself. Now, I probably don't even have to say this, but I don't even like that kind of music. I had to work security for a lot of Juggalo bands when I was working at Tremont Music Hall, and let me tell you, I earned every penny I made those nights. But man, the fact that Violent J saw something in George South when he met him down here, and they worked a show together, and he invites him to come up here and perform in front of 10,000 people. Well, then, Violent J, you have my respect just out of based solely on what you did for my main man, George South, man. So. Oh, and to add to this, Adam Wolf, a.k.a. Katie After Dark, a.k.a. the Dina Sods, remind me about, now when I'm talking about hot dogs, right? I'm talking about that red chili. Red slaw with some chili on it. You know what the chili's got to be, right? Bunker Hill. Do not be fooled by imitations. It's Bunker Hill or nothing, baby. So Heather, you don't want these to be shorter? You want them to be longer? What about when I go through my brain freezes and just sit there staring at the computer screen or the phone for like, I don't know, sometimes it seems like 30 minutes. I know it's only like one, but okay. All right, so maybe I won't cut them right at 30 minutes. But I just wanted them to be more action-packed and not me having to, you know, figure out what I'm going to talk about. But today was an exceptionally hard day for the working class man. Work was what they would call brutal. I came home. And man, for the last couple of days, look, I'll tell y'all a little personal. You want a little personal inside the off-White House of the unimpeachable president for life and the first lady? All right, well, I'll lay some on you. So the beanie says he's fine with the brain freeze. Okay, well, he is the beanie. He uses those times when I brain freeze is usually me picking up a transmission from the exalted beanie that he sends through Earth's atmosphere. But shoot, I'm about to go there now, man, because I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, I'm going to bring you inside the off-White House. Another day, doing some laundry, man, I smelled something in there. I was like, oh, man, something ain't smelling right here in the off-White House. It's taking on the scent of a decaying carcass. I thought, man, maybe I just gotta leave the washing machine open for a while. Let it get nice and dry in there. Maybe we got some mildew or some mold going in there. I don't know. What do I know? I don't know nothing. So, this morning, the First Lady sends me an urgent text. Something dead. Something dead in here. Says she ran the dryer, like, amplified the decaying carcass smell. So I'm like, oh my goodness. Something done crawled in the dryer. Well, I got home and sure enough, the smell was quite strong. So I got to move the dryer and the washer out from the wall. And my gosh, man, so much stuff back there, stuff falling back there and everything. But I see it. I see the offending carcass. Sure enough, it was a mouse. But I'm going to tell you something. I do not like rodents of any kind. I tolerate chipmunks out here just because they're cute, and little Coleman loves to watch them run around and play and stuff. But yeah, found the socks, found the underwear, found the towel, everything. Good gosh. But yeah, man, we saw mice, you know, as it was getting really, really hot here, and so I put out some traps for them, and apparently one was able to almost make it to the the hole in the wall beside the dryer. Now you think, well, then you got a hole in the wall, but what happened was a couple years back, the plumbers had to come because the underneath our house was it got flooded, and it was because every time our washer was shooting out the water, man, it was like, man, we had the same pipes that were in this house in the 50s or the 60s. I guess the 60s when they installed the washing machine. It was galvanized steel. Well, man, these guys came and they had to go under the house, look through all the water, and they saw where it was coming. I turned on the washing machine when it would dump the water so they could see, and they said, sure enough. They said, man, y'all been washing. Well, first of all, your sump pump's not working. Charge number one. Charge number two, we got to pump this water out of this crawl space. Charge number three, we have to cut a hole right here under these fixings and these fixtures and see what's going on with this. And man, they just like looked at it, shook their head, and said, "Man, this is the original piping that's been in here. It's they shook it. They said, "Look, man, this stuff's no good." And I said, "Well, man, replace it. Do what you got to do. I can't have crawl space in the house constantly filling up with water now, can I?" So they fixed it, and they said, "Sorry about the hole, man." But I said, "Oh man, I'll fix that. I'll put some wood over that." And I just pushed the damn stuff back and didn't fix the hole. That's using the old brain there. So when we started seeing the mice coming out, I was like, well, that's more than likely where it's happening. But today it will happen no more. For it has been blocked. And I'm going to tell you a secret I learned. I learned this reading about something I use. I use peppermint oil to open my nasal passages in my throat before we sing or during singing. You just sit there and huff it. Strong stuff, man. Any of you singers out there, I mean, still use the stuff I recommend, that throat spray. But this is good, a good natural thing. They'll open that right up, man, and let you belt it out. And it smells good. Rodents can't stand it. They hate peppermint. Peppermint smell. So do mosquitoes. So I got that piece of wood that's put in, it's particle board. That's all you can get anymore for under $100. But I saturated the inside of that board with peppermint oil. And I screwed it back onto the hole that the plumbers made. Now we have a nice, pleasant smelling laundry room. It does not smell like a decaying carcass anymore. Yeah. So Herbert, you got a bat in your basement, man. I tell you, I'm going to tell, man, I'm going to share something. I'm going to share some more personal stuff with y'all. When bats defecate, it is a smell that you will not soon forget if you are unfortunate enough to inhale it. For years, in the place I still work today, which I won't go broadcasting that over the airways, but the big concrete slabs they put up to make Walls Warehouse, bats were living all in those cracks because they could get there from the outside and get in. So basically, our entire back wall of our warehouse was a bat box. And where did old JC work? Well, on the other end of the warehouse at the huge skid wrapper. And I'm talking about for years. We were breathing this stuff in, man. And I think that is what caused my former lung problems and my respiratory problems. Y'all think that makes sense? I think it does. That stuff is not good for you. Like someone just mentioned, I think it was Mark, it said, you know, the ammonia. Man, it is strong, strong, strong. But I do believe that's what it was. And I think through years after of treatments, and I can't even think of the material used or the process doing it, but you know, the inhalers and stuff, I think I finally got that under control, which is why I was catching bronchitis and pneumonia and everything else 2 times a year, every year for years. You know how many times, man, I had to talk to people? Oh yeah, man, I saw you guys in San Diego. I was going to talk to you, but they said you were sick, man. You were out in the van. Man, I hate that. I hated that. It's like, how many tours have I done sick as a dog, man? A lot. A bunch. But Lord willing, man, that's the end. That's the end of that. I used to claim there was a third show curse. And I think by mentioning it and giving it that name, I'm the one that gave it the power to be as such. But, man, the third show is usually a blowout for me. Like, I couldn't make it work. But then after that, it would all work fine. But all that's under control. All that is under control. The spirit of infirmity no longer lives in old JC. All right, so that's all I got right now. But I'll tell you what, tomorrow, when I have those Dallas tetanus records in my hand, I will create a section on the Big Cartel Store where you can get them, and I will also direct your attention to my brother himself if you want to get the full-length album or CD. And I will go live on the Jeff Clayton page. So if y'all are not following me as an individual, go ahead and do that. So when I go live with these special announcements, you'll get to see them. Now, it ain't going to be a 30-minute on there. I'm going to talk to you for about 5 or 6 minutes, and then we'll be done. But I don't know, maybe not even that long. I might not even make you go through that much of an ordeal. I'm just going to tell it like it is, the way it is, how it be, direct from me, and then I'm out. Well, don't forget, next week, right here, 7 p.m., old JC and old Mr. Number One, George South, telling us all about the gathering of the Juggalos and how Mr. Number One, the bootleg preacher, made his way through that weekend. As always, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And I hope you all have a great week, an even better weekend, and are all nice, rested, and relaxed when you show up back here next Tuesday at 7 p.m. for another thrilling episode of Break On Through. Now, don't forget tomorrow to tune in to Tent Talks Tunes on the Malcolm Tent Facebook page. Now, I haven't seen Malcolm in the studio audience tonight, so I think there will be a Tent Talks Tunes. He's been a busy man here as of late, so. But thanks, everybody. I appreciate you. I love you all. God bless you, and I'll see you in a week. Take care.